Yeah. Yeah.
Boats. What is a boat? It's a hole in the water you throw your money in. Yeah, you probably may have heard that. I have restored a pontoon boat. It's a 1988 party hut, been completely restored. And we use this, well, we use it all season. And of course, season's starting to get to a close because about mid-September here. So what's the best thing to do in the fall is let's work on a couple more boats. One of them is a 1988 Astroglass 160V, 115 horse Yamaha outboard on it. I'll give you a little tour of it here. So needed another project, so here's what I picked up. This is a 16-foot Astroglass bass boat with a 115 horse Yamaha on it. And yes, it does run. I just had it running here a few minutes ago. Picked this up super cheap. It needs some work. And I'll show you what I mean here. You can kind of see it obviously needs carpet. And the person that had it before started to put carpet in, but put the new carpet over the top of the old carpet, which then of course does not stick. So this will be easy to get all stripped out. I'm going to be putting EVA foam in here. And I got some glue on the sides, but that's not going to be that big of a deal. And something else that someone had already done was sanded a good part of the gel coat off the top. The top coat of gel coat is gone. So it's down to what used to be kind of a reddish orange metal flake. I'll get on the other side where you can see it better. It's now mostly silver because it's been sanded on. And here's where it hadn't been finished off yet on sanding. So I'm going to have to take everything down to that. And I haven't debated if I'm going to try to spray a clear coat or do a gel coat. Gel coat's a real pain to do. May end up just using urethane clear coat. It's got a little bit of a spot here to fix. Right there, that's not going to be that big of a deal. And of course I won't be able to match the metal flake. That's a good place to put a sticker. So otherwise everything is in actually pretty good shape for being a 1988 boat. Of course I'll be reworking on the dash on it and making it the way I want. And I'm going to have to do a little bit of better sanding. It's windy out here. Do a little bit better sanding on that console there to get that color kind of evened out. Definitely going to do something a little bit different here with the cockpit area. And of course that Humminbird fish finder over there, the LCD screen's all blistered up, so that's going to get pitched. So it's going to be a project. Got one soft spot in the floor down here I'm going to have to fix. Right there. That's not that big of a deal. The strakes are in good shape. I looked underneath, so that won't be that big of a deal. The other one, 1995 Maxim Runabout Fish and Ski IO. Give you a little quick tour here of this one, except it's raining out, so it's going to be kind of brief. Boat number 2. This is a 1995 Maxim 1800 Fish and Ski, and it needs some work. The deck there where you see my vac hose laying, that deck up there needs to be replaced. A little bit of upholstery that needs to be fixed, and it needs a floor fixed so I can get out here. It's kind of raining, so I don't want to be out here too long. Most of the floor has been repaired, but there's a soft spot up front and I can't really get to it. But this needs to be cleaned up, and yes, it runs. This is actually my boat. I've had this for a long time. I just have not done anything with it for about the last 10 years. It's been sitting out back because it did need some work done on the floor, and I had other boats to work on. So now I got 2 boats I'm going to work on at once. Maxim here, and then that 1988 Astroglass 160V bass boat. Try to give you a little bit of view of the other side. This will all clean up good. I just hit it quick with a pressure washer to get some of the grunges off of it, and as you can see I didn't do a real good job pressure washing, but that'll all buff out real good. I'll see if I can get you around on the other side here. So here's the other side of it. As you can see, again, I didn't do real good with the pressure washer, but I was in a hurry and it was hot that day. So ski ladder in the back, got an alpha out drive, 4.3 liter GM Mercruiser engine in it. And the boat is not as bad as you think. And I have all the seats and cushions and everything. They've all been stored inside. And this did have a cover on it. But the cover was starting to get pretty ratty, so I just pitched it. And it's getting a good wash down today because it's raining. Okay, backstory on the boats. As I mentioned, the Maxim was mine. I've had it for a long time. We bought it, I think we bought it in 1999 or 2000. 99, I'm pretty sure. And the wife and I used it extensively on trips up to lakes of Wisconsin. We had it out on the river here, and we used it quite a bit. The floor had started to get soft in it in the late 2000s, so I more or less just parked it. And we put all of our effort and concentration into the Party Yacht pontoon boat, and then, I don't remember what year it was, I did a complete restoration of the pontoon. I also had a Stratus, 18-foot Stratus bass boat for quite a while that I used for fishing all the time. Well, had somebody wanted to buy that, so I sold it. Well, I can't use the Party Yacht to go fishing because the wife would kill me if I got fish blood all over it. And it's not really practical considering it is 28 feet long. So, the Maxim. Well, the I/O is great on it. It is what they call a fishing ski. It does have a live well. However, because of the draft on it, I can't get it into the places I want to take it. So I just kind of left it in the back 40 here with a cover on it and thought, well, I'll get back to doing that floor sometime. Well, then I ran across this Astroglass 160V, and I got it really cheap. But it needs work, as you saw, and I'm perfectly capable of doing that. I actually worked in a body shop when I was in high school, and we did not work on cars with metal bodies. We worked on cars with fiberglass bodies, the Bradley GTs and the Sterlings and some Corvette work. So I had a lot of experience with fiberglass. Done a lot of fiberglass work in the past. So I'm not afraid to tackle the fiberglass on either one of these. So that's a little bit of a backstory on them. My intent is to get the Maxim all back and restored in a good shape. And then come spring, we will probably sell that. Because I don't really have a use for it. But the Astroglass bass boat, I do have a use for because I'm going to use that for fishing. What are we going to do to them? Obviously, fix the floors on both of them. The Maxim, other than the floor, it just needs to have the rear deck replaced. That's not a big deal either. It's just a piece of plywood, and I'm not going to use carpet. We're going to use EVA foam, actually on both boats. May even use the same pattern and the same color. That way, the stuff's not real cheap. That way I can find little places to use the little scraps left over. So, those are going to be some upcoming projects, and they'll be spread out, I'm sure, because it's getting to be late in the year. And I don't know how much of this I'm going to be able to get done before it gets too cold to be doing that kind of work, because I don't have any place to put those inside. And we have a lot of things going on. For example, these are orders for beehive candy boards, and well, they're just waiting to be sanded, and sanding's fun, and of course it uses a lot of sandpaper, and I find that to be abrasive. Okay, so enough jibber jabbering about this. Just a little upcoming preview of what I'm going to be doing with the boats. Thanks for watching. I'm Roger in the shop. We'll see you in the next one.